Welcome to another episode of Jay Helps the VA. We're going to be talking about Champ VA once again. This is going to be episode number 10. We just keep racking them up. There's always more information to convey to you good folks. So today we're going to be talking about the school certifications. School certifications, they're going to be something that a dependent of a veteran, a child that has the Champ VA, they basically need to be able to produce a school certification. Now, the school certification is from 18 and beyond. So that means if the child becomes 18 and they're still in high school, then we need a high school certification. Now, if they're in a collegiate level, then they'll need the college certification, which a veteran services officer on campus can help them facilitate and then be able to get that get that in for. So basically, to maintain the coverage going from 18 and beyond, it's going to be requiring a high school certification if they're in high school. If they're in college, a college certification. Now, they can be on school letterhead or they can be on one of these things, a CHAMPVA certification form. Now, that doesn't have a document number, but they're easily sourced online. So if you just put in the word in Google Champ VA school certification letter, then that letter will it's a one-page document, so it's just one page. And let's just talk about criteria. So the certification, what has it got in there? It's going to have it needs the student's first name, their last name. Best if initial is there, put that in there. Their social security number, just the last four, not the whole thing, just the last four. Okay. It's going to require the begin date of the semester, the current, whatever semester it is, if it's in high school or if it's in college. So the begin date of the semester is going to require the end date of the semester. It's going to have the requirement of a school certification. It also requires the expected graduation date of the student, or projected, expected, whatever you want to call it, expected graduation date. And then the final piece of the puzzle, it needs a title and a signature of a school official. So, it's very, very straightforward. Just little boxes to check there. So, either full time or part time. If it's not full time status, then they can't have Champ VA. So they've got to be full time status. So even though there's a box for part time, it's kind of redundant. Okay, title, signature, school official, start date, end date, expected graduation date. It's very, very straightforward. Reads very easy. Now, these are going to be required every semester up until the day before the child or student, as it were, becomes 23. So 18 to the age day before 23. So you need need to get these things in. How do we get them in? Well, do we want to send it by mail or by fax? That's the only two horses we've got here when we're talking about sending these things into Champ VA. We want to avoid the mail at all costs. Friday, they were opening mail from 2/11. It's 4/18. So, I mean, they're like 66 days behind in the mailroom. So, do we want to send something and it fossilize in the mailroom for 2 months? No, we want to utilize faxes. So, there's two different faxes. I'll give them to you today. So, there's a primary fax number for eligibility. It'll be area code 303 331 7809. So that's the primary. Then you got a secondary or overflow fax. That's going to be area code 303. This time it's going to be 370 7710. So there's two faxes. What I highly recommend is sending the certs to both faxes. Now, the veteran services officers on the college campuses are not going to have that secondary or overflow fax, that 7710. They're only going to have the 7809. So even though they're going to be willing to send it, experience has told me that when the school sends it, we don't get it 10 times out of 10. So it usually takes the student or the parent interceding and getting a copy of the cert themselves and then submitting it to Champ VA themselves. So So not just one cert, both certs. Let's talk about a cover sheet because the cover sheet's very helpful with these things. Let's just take a blank piece of copier paper. Okay, we can write 2 words at the top: attention, eligibility. That's it. 2 words: attention, eligibility, or even shorten it: ATTN : eligibility. Below that, the student's first name, their last name, the last 4 of their social. And then lastly, we want to just tell what we're sending. So, school certification, 1 page or 1 PG. So, that is how we get it across the finish line, folks. These are going to be required every semester if the student wants to maintain the coverage. If they forget to get it in, or they have the school send it, but we just somehow don't get it. So if we just somehow just don't get it, then something probably happened. Essentially it was the faxes are a funny thing. That's why I always communicate both of them, the primary and the secondary, because the faxes, as it were, are sometimes just not that reliable. It's just because the preponderance of faxes going to the same 2 faxes, it gets beat up quite a bit. And so, because of that factor, it purges people that have sent a fax and have got a confirmation page or whatever. Something I'd like to tell you guys: a confirmation page, you might as well just turn it into origami. That's what it's good for, okay? Because it doesn't communicate that the document was received on the other end, and even though that's what it says on the form that it prints out. Oh, received okay. No, it wasn't. All it's saying is it sent okay. So to find out if it was really received and it's in play, then it doesn't need to be sent again. Call CHAMPVA. Okay, so the phone number 1-800-733-8387. So if we call that number, you get somebody on the horn, find out if you got it. Now I always say don't send it to 1 fax, send it to 2 faxes. They can't see a fax the same day, so turnaround time is a very important piece of the puzzle. How long should we wait after we sent it by fax? Whether it's the high school sent it or the school sent it or whatever. um, 2 weeks. So even though I told you the mail room is behind like 66 days or something like that for the mail purposes, they tell us to advance that mail opening date for faxes. Well, do you think it takes a fax 66 days to reach its intended destination? No. So let's just use the 2 week rule, the common sense rule. So let's send it to 2 faxes. Let's use the cover sheet that I made mention of. Give it 2 weeks. Call, verify it's in the door. If it's in play, then the coverage backdates for the student. So say their coverage dropped, but once the cert's in play, it'll backdate to whatever semester it had dropped before. Here's one last piece of information: school breaks. So we don't need a summer cert. We don't need a winter break cert. Only the spring and the fall. Each semester cert reinforces the prior. So let's say a student turns 18 and it's the spring semester. Well, yeah, we need that high school cert if they turned 18 during that last semester in high school. Then, if we got that high school one, then they enroll and they're going to be starting at community college, university, trade school, whatever in the fall. You petition the veteran services officer on that campus in the veteran resource center. Then they will, create the document. Like I said, they got this template. They've got it. So all you have to do is ask them, and they will, create it, and they'll send it in. Now, truth be known, they send it in, we just don't get it. Now, why? I'm just going to tell you, there's something on the other end with school certs. The certs don't generally get in the door if you ask and send them through the veteran services officer. Now, they truthfully send them. We just truthfully don't ever get them. Now, like I said, it always takes the student or the parent to intercede. So send it. Don't fire and forget. So send it. Double check back. If we've got it, coverage will backdate to whatever that semester was. So if the spring cert's on hand for high school, they know they're going to start in the fall of whatever. So for instance, like fall of 21, we've got the high school, they're going to turn 18 in the spring of 21. They're going to start in the fall of 21 into college. Well, we need that college cert. High school certifications are their own turnaround time. They're running 2 months right now. 2 months. So you got to send it. We don't want to send it to the mailroom, right? Then we're waiting twice, right? So we'd be waiting in the mailroom and waiting for the cert turnaround time. So no, please send it to both faxes. Use the cover sheet. Do the 2 week check back. Verify we got it in the door. Then you know it's in play. It doesn't have to be sent again until the next semester. So So the summer, if we've got the spring, then we get the fall, that covers the summer. If we've got the fall, we get the following spring, that covers the winter. Each one reinforces the following semester, all the way up until they either graduate or the day before they turn 23. So it's incentivizing them to stay in school. Coverage equals being in school. If you drop to the student drops to 3/4 time, half time, quarter time, the coverage will end until they have commenced back to full-time status. Students jump around quite a bit, so that's the story. So I haven't been here for a while. I had to change locations, move back to the West Coast here to be with my family. So this is kind of like a new CHAMPVA background, whatever. Jay helps the VA situation going on here. So I'm still Jay, still helping the VA. We're just now doing it from the West Coast as opposed to the Middle Coast. How about that? So same situation. Good folks want to reach out to me, got topics, need help, need some guidance. I'm just trying to put together pieces. We got some more information coming to you guys right away. I've been behind about 4 weeks. Trying to finish a master's degree, moving, all kinds of stuff, guys. So just bear with me. More stuff is coming. DEA benefits, DIC benefits, home, aid in attendance, PIV cards. I mean, there's so much stuff I got to cover for you guys. So just know I'm still here. Jay helps the VA. Thanks for subscribing, liking, sharing. Team River Runner behind me. I'm always pushing these guys. 60 chapters, 50 states, helping veterans on the river to recovery. You got a PTSD, missing limb, service connected, things like that. Veterans, no expense to you, help you get into water sports, get some exercise, get some camaraderie with other veterans. Okay, so I'm Jay, checking out. Thanks for checking in again. More stuff coming. God bless you. God bless all those veterans. So Jay helps the VA, serving those who served their wives, spouses, caregivers, children, providers, anybody that this speaks to. Thanks again. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.